Welcome to the FWOT Show on the Coil Entertainment Network. I'm Rob Steele, that's Jesus Jones in the background, and boy have I found a big group of idiots to expose this week. Well, okay, fine, they're Trump supporters, and they're not that hard to find, which is kind of terrifying if you think about it. But we're going to start with a sect within the Trump supporters. They're calling themselves Canon, I think. It's kind of hard to tell because, well, they have an issue with spelling. What? A Trump supporter who can't spell? No, Rob, surely not. Yeah, exactly. They're spelling it Q-A-N-O-N. So if you see anyone holding up the big signs that say Q at a rally, that's them. And what exactly does the Q stand for in this? Well, an anonymous source, well, actually his name is Tyler. He wouldn't give his last name to WPLG. The Q stands for military intelligence. Again, having spelling issues. What Tyler says is Trump is letting him know about the covert battles he's waging against, and here's where it gets weird, as if it isn't already, a pedophile ring filled with celebrities and political elites who have been covertly running the U.S. government for decades. There's a few things about this. I'm mainly just going to cover celebrities and political elites who are running a pedophile ring. Donald Trump himself is a celebrity, had a TV show and everything. A political elite, well, let's see, he's currently the president. Not sure how, considering he lost the election by several million votes, but I digress. And pedophiles. Does anyone else remember the charges against Donald Trump for raping the 15-year-old girl? That qualifies him as a pedophile. Dear Canon people, hey, look, there's the guy you're looking for. He's the president. Not really covertly running anything. And seriously, calling yourselves the Q movement? Seriously? John Delancey and Desmond Llewellyn should sue them. Yeah, those are the two biggest Qs I could think of before these guys. Anyway, any money they get, they can put it on their Visa card. They just can't use their Visa card at Kroger's. Because Kroger, for reasons that people haven't been able to figure out, is going to drop Visa. Now, millions of people use their bank cards when they buy groceries, and when they do so, that bank card is usually a Visa. So isn't Kroger kind of shooting themselves in the foot by taking a lot of their customer base and saying, your money is no good here, even though it's money? I'm just saying, I mean, this is kind of my segue back into Trump, because last week, Donnie said two things. One of them almost makes sense, and I will almost agree with it. He said if you want to vote, you'll need an ID. I'm with him on that. I think that if you have to have an ID, you should make it fairly simple for people to get an ID, meaning, you know, this crap in Alabama where there's only 4 DMVs in the entire state. Yeah, that needs to be fixed. You need to make it plausible, at least, for people to get a valid ID. The reason I say that is they're against voter fraud. How much more fraud can you get than go to one poll and say, I'm going to vote here, but you don't need my ID, so I'm going to go to this next one and vote here, and the next one and vote here. If you have an ID, you don't need that. I'm with them on that, as are a lot of people who have IDs. It's the people who don't have IDs who don't have the opportunity to get them that have an issue with this, and I get that. Make the IDs easier to get. That's not the thing that screwed people up when he said that, though. Let's go for the whole thing. Trump said if you want to vote, you'll need an ID. Fine. Just like when you buy groceries. I'm sorry, what? I had a hard time even typing that into the notes without having a stroke. When the hell have you ever been carded for buying groceries? I haven't. My parents haven't, I asked. Friends? No. Not that I don't have that many. It's just that none of them said, yes, I get carded for buying popcorn all the time. What the f*** is he talking about? Now, I did notice where Sarah Huckabee got in front of a bunch of people and they said, when do you need an ID? Sorry, whenever I say Huckabee, it just turns my voice into... Anyway, she said, Well, you've always needed an ID to buy groceries. Behold the people who are out of touch. So much so that there is a White House proposal at the moment to roll back fuel economy standards, including California, because California, oh, no. You need to conform to the rest of the states. Actually, I think the rest of the states need to conform to California because California cleaned themselves up quite nicely. Have you seen the smog in California lately? No, you haven't. Why? It's gone because the fuel standards changed. What a concept. I think the only way Donnie's going to understand this is if we tell him, you'll be able to sell those apartments and hotel rooms at the top of your towers much better if there's a view that doesn't include smog. Other than that, he's just going to, consider the country just one great big teenager that he needs to rape. What, were you not paying attention to the first story I covered? Anyway, I was sent something from Elle, actually, who does the Witching Hour show, also on the Coil Entertainment Network. It's actually a show that's an awful lot of fun. But she sent something about hate groups, and how a lot of hate groups have been popping up in the country since Trump decided to become leader of the free world and make it a lot less free. Spectacular. And how a lot of these hate groups seem to have people in law enforcement and have people in active duty military. That's not where we need hate group people. We need them in a box somewhere that we've buried in Kansas. That's where hate group people should be. But I read this article she sent, which is a good article. But there is one group missing from the hate group list, and that would be Republicans. Can you think of any group in the country at the moment doing more to segregate the country, doing more to make sure that these people are over here, those people being the rich, and everybody else, those being the not rich, including anyone who does not have a beige or lighter skin tone group? It's the Republicans. They're the biggest hate group. I'm even going to point out something. I thought this was kind of funny. I grew up in Oak Ridge, Tennessee, which is about 20 miles to the left of Knoxville, who just elected Kane from the WWE as mayor of Knox County. Not Knoxville. Knoxville is in the county of Knox County, and he's the mayor of Knox County, but not the mayor of Knoxville. And the residents, I'm told, are quite confused by this concept, because I don't know of any county that has a mayor other than that one. Just saying. But they're also confused a bit by the balloting. Kane, whose real name is Glenn Jacobs, fine, whatever. Look him up. He's a demon in the WWE. That's his character. He's from hell. And you voted him in as mayor. Mainly because a lot of people got the wrong ballot. That's right. Democrats get one ballot, Republicans get another, and many of the Democrats got Republican ballots. I wonder how that happened.
Who was it? Who could it possibly be? Was it, I don't know, Satan?
Could be Satan. Now, I want to bring up something that I normally talk about on Cinema Savants, that show on Sundays where we review movies. Listen to it. It's fun. Anyway, Dave Bautista. Oh, look, another wrestler. This time he turned actor. A lot of people know him as Drax from the Guardians of the Galaxy movies. The Guardians of the Galaxy movies have had a lot of controversy lately because of director James Gunn, who 5 million years ago had a Twitter account, was trying to make a name for himself by being edgy, much in the same way Andrew Dice Clay was. You remember him? He was a Anyway, James Gunn realized what he was doing was not good. So he not only deleted the Twitter account in its entirety, but he apologized back then, and whenever it's brought up, he apologizes for it. I'm sorry, he says, on a number of occasions. That didn't stop Disney from firing him when some kind of smear campaign popped up from the Republicans. So James Gunn is not doing Guardians of the Galaxy 3 like he should. This rather upset Dave Bautista, who said, and I'll quote, "I will do what I'm legally obligated to do, but Guardians without James Gunn is not what I signed up for. Guardians of the Galaxy without James Gunn just isn't Guardians of the Galaxy. It's also pretty nauseating to work for someone who'd empower a smear campaign by fascist cyber Nazis. That's just how I feel." Oh, by the way, who makes those? Disney. Who, if anyone, has a colored past in the movie industry, isn't it Disney? I mean, between the portrayal of Native Americans in Peter Pan, or, what was that movie? Song of the South. The one that's not even allowed to be released on VHS. That's a videotape for those of you who are entirely too young. Yeah, those people. And if you want to be extraordinarily picky about people who use Twitter irresponsibly to the point of upsetting millions of people, now James Gunn didn't do anything back then to the scale that Donald Trump is doing now. So, Kettle, you may want to get on that. Something of a personal note I want to bring up. It has to do with the Coil Entertainment Network and the way we record some of our shows. Now, like the Cinema Savant show, which I mentioned a moment ago, Todd Vandenberg lives in Florida. Lee Vowell lives in Tennessee. I live in Georgia. No, we do not drive to each other's houses or to a studio somewhere to record the show. We record it over Skype, which is a good program. Basically, you can make telephone calls for free over the net. Spectacular. Now, there's a program called Pamela that goes with it that can record these calls, and that's what we do to make the show. Not a hard concept. Skype, however, in its infinite lack of wisdom, damn you Republicans, has decided that the new version will absolutely erase everything that has to do with the old version, including compatibility with any recording programs. This does not make us happy. Because if this happens, we're going to have to find another way to do these shows. And it's not just us. Thousands, I'm going to guess hundreds of thousands actually, of podcasts use this method of recording. People are not happy. Skype won't say Pamela, however, did answer my request for information as to what's going on here. They sent me an email because, they can't call over Skype. They say they have reached out to Microsoft for a statement on this, as we have not been informed of the change except by public media. As you can imagine, we are all not thrilled by this news and will try to work out a solution for our Pamela users. Unfortunately, this development is totally out of our control, but we will try to find a solution. That is good customer service. They said, yeah, there is an issue. Yes, we will try to fix it. But until the people who caused the problem in the first place tell them how to fix it, they can't. So if you'd like to hop on the bandwagon and bombard Skype with "what the hell are you doing" emails, please feel free. Or if you have any comments or questions or story ideas, you can contact me. Bombard me with email. Just for fun, go to the website, thefwotshow.com. There's buttons for Facebook and Twitter and email. Send me messages on what you want to hear on the show. Or, like I said, if you have any questions or comments, I'll answer anything, provided Skype gives me the answers. I'm just kidding. I'll answer anything. While you're there, subscribe to the show on YouTube or iTunes or the Google Play Store or any of the other myriad of places you can find the show. And don't forget to hit up the FWOT shop for a t-shirt or a hat or a coffee mug, the proceeds of which all go to support the Coil Entertainment Network. In the meantime, I'm going to leave you with some really stupid sports news coming from the Los Angeles Lakers of Anaheim. No, just kidding. The Lakers announced this week they're going to have new jerseys next season. No, they're not moving to New Jersey. They're wearing new jerseys. The old jerseys, as I'm sure everyone has seen at some point, because this is the Lakers, the old ones were purple and yellow and white. But the new ones, they're purple and yellow and white. The only difference I've seen is that on the yellow jersey, the numbers are now purple instead of white. Ooh, you needed a press conference for this, didn't you? Wow. Anyway, that's all for this week. Tune in next week when more idiocy will have made itself apparent. And don't forget to tune in to the Seattle Seahawks show on Thursday, or even the Cinema Savant Review show on Friday. We'll see you then.